Hello guys, today I'm interviewing Adrain Martin. He's had 13 professional fights, 11 wins, 2 defeats, 3 wins by knockout. And he's got a fight on the 23rd of July against Dalton Muller. I think it's for us. Oh no, it's in a title eliminator.
That's the one. Yeah. Southern Area title eliminator.
Yeah. So the winner gets the title shot, yeah?
Basically, yeah. So that'll be me, hopefully in November, December.
Yeah. Have you? My first question is: have you ever watched Dalton Muller fight?
I think I've seen him before in the past, but I've seen little clips of when he fought Louis Surrett as well. So I've got a little bit of an idea of what he's about. I've got a few sparring partners that have shared rounds with him that have sort of told me a little bit of what to expect. But you know, I don't feel like in the sport of boxing you can take it all too literally what you see in how someone performs with someone else or in how they spar. I know one thing with him is I know that he's going to come and he's going to keep coming. I know that's he seems to have done that with everyone he fights. So yeah, I've got an idea of what he's about, but it's all different, you know. Like Mike Tyson said, everyone's got a plan until they get punched in the face.
Yeah. So what's been your hardest fight so far?
My hardest fight. I mean, I definitely think my Southern Area title fight was probably the hardest in many respects. It wasn't all about the physicality of it. I was fit. It was more the mental concentration for the 10 rounds. I went somewhere a little bit dark in the middle rounds. I went into my own head a little bit. I had a few demons that I was battling leading up to that fight that sort of came to light and sort of took me somewhere, and I sort of went on autopilot for a little while. I think it's not all just about being fit or being sharp. You know, it's a mental focus as well. So I've definitely worked a lot on that in this camp. And then other than that, it would definitely be the fight against Shimani Camaro. I had to lose 10 pounds in 3 days. And it was the same day weigh-in before that fight. When I say it, I felt like death. Oh my God, after the first round, I don't know how I got through that fight. After the first round, my body was so exhausted. It was just, I was fighting on pure determination at that point because there was nothing in the gas tank.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd say those two were equally difficult in their own ways. You know, I think though physically the hardest fight I've had has got to be Jamani. I mean, he throws hundreds of punches around. He's a cracking fighter. He is very underrated. Very underrated.
Yeah. Did you think you did enough to win in both of those fights?
No. Against Jamani, where it was just a bit blow for blow, I thought I might have pulled out a draw. But watching it back, I could see why I won.
Yeah.
Against Lewis, against Lewis, I thought I'd won. Watching it back, I could see I lost. But in the moment, I thought I'd won it. And do you know what it was? Is I felt like my shots had more effect than his. However, he was very, very busy and he was crafty. You know, he threw punches in bunches and moved his feet. He did he boxed a career best performance and well deserved that title. You know, I didn't put in. I started boxing at my full capabilities, and then I just switched off. It's like I don't know. I just lost a bit of concentration. I got a little bit comfortable in there, and then I was just there looking for big power shots rather than putting the shots together and matching the work rate and using the little bit of exercise and strength. But fair play to Lewis, lovely fella, lovely guy, and I'm glad that he got to achieve one of his dreams. You know, it's sad it's at my expense, but fair play to him. The better man won on the night. You know, We all have our own personal demons, and he put his to bed better than mine and pulled out a brilliant performance. So fair play to him.
Yeah. I asked Lewis because he's fought both of you and Dalton.
Yeah.
who we thought would win, mate, and guess who we said?
Dalton. No, I'm joking, mate. He's a good friend of mine.
Yeah, he said you, mate, by stoppage, late stoppage.
Wow, yeah. I mean, that'd be impressive. If I can pull that off, that'd be a statement. That'd be a statement for certain. Dalton's never been stopped. I think he retired on an injury when he fought John Ryder. And John Ryder's a beast, man.
Yeah. His record doesn't show how good he is.
No. And this is the thing. Records are for DJs, man. A lot of people think we live in this Mayweather era where you go through your whole career untested and undefeated. He was the best ever, skill-wise anyway. You can't beat Floyd Mayweather Jr. He was just 10 steps ahead of everyone all the time. So trying to live up to those kind of expectations is unrealistic. But you look at boxers like Manny Pacquiao. He's won world title in 8 different weight divisions, and he's been knocked out on multiple occasions. He's been beaten. You know, Muhammad Ali got beaten, got knocked down. You know, your journey to the top isn't going to be all sunshine and rainbows. And a lot of people get disheartened from their first taste of defeat. You just got to use it to rebuild, remotivate, and push yourself onto your next thing. And then you can learn from it.
Yeah. I thought you were meant to fight Dalton Miller on the 26th of March.
I was indeed. Unfortunately, the week before I had a bereavement, and it hurt. It hit me quite deeply, that one. And one of the young boys that I trained, he was like you know, he was like a nephew. You know, like I love the boy like family, and most incredible talent I've ever trained, and you know, won the national title in his first fight with me. So he's in the Amateur Boxing Alliance. He was something special, and you know, really sad to know what happened to him. And you know, after that had happened, I wasn't in no frame of mind to be stepping in the ring and fighting. I couldn't get motivated to train. I weren't sleeping. You know, it was a lot. But you know, we've laid him to rest. He's up there in heaven now. You know, all of us in the club and you know, and with his twin brother and everything, we've all pulled through, and we've all come out flying. We're all doing really, really well. So I think he'd be looking down happy on how everyone's getting on. So I'm dedicating this next fight to him anyway.
Yeah. Are you a big ticket seller?
I do all right with the tickets. You know, I don't normally sell less than 100. It's anywhere between 100 and 180 around what I normally sell. Anywhere between there. So I'm a decent ticket seller, but for me, I think what my people are wanting now, they want another title shot, or they want to see me box on a big bill now. You know, I've been in this sport like as a professional for 6.5 years now, and they want to see me in big arenas now. So it's really fundamental that I get this win, go bag that title, and then I can get those opportunities on the bigger cards to go out there and perform. I mean, I'm not being funny. Like, there ain't a middleweight out there that I won't box. I'm not saying I'll beat them all, but I'll fight them all. Just give me a good person, give me good notice, and you're going to be in for one of the hardest fights of your career. There's a good chance I'll take
for the British title.
I'd never fight Denzel. Denzel's like a brother, man. He's a stable mate. I could never do that. I mean, unless they offered us life-changing money, then nah, man. He's my friend. You know, it's one of those ones. You know, but other than Denzel, yeah, anyone.
Linus Udofia.
Yeah, like again, I like Linus a lot, but if we got offered the fight for the British title, absolutely, fucking that'd be a brilliant fight. Not saying I'm better than him, not saying I'm worse than him. You know, he's at a better stage in his career than me at this point in time. You know, he's not taking the little bumps. He's hit his first roadblock now with the defeat to Denzel, but there's nothing to be ashamed of. I spar Denzel week in, week out. He's an incredible fighter. You know, crafty boxer, and he's got one of the hardest punches I've ever felt off of a middleweight.
I thought you sparred with Felix Cash.
Yeah, I have been sparring Felix. He's a monster.
He's fighting on the Derek Chisora undercard, isn't he?
Yeah, he is 9th of July, I believe.
Yeah. Is he going to fight for like a title soon?
I'm not too sure what they've got planned for him. I'm pretty sure if they've got something planned, they're keeping it under wraps until everything's sort of confirmed.
Because I watched his fight against Bentley. I think it was early last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's really, really good, Cash. I mean, not only can he hit with both hands as he's strong, but, you know, he's a very, very good boxer as well. It's great to get experience with boxers like that. You know, I think he's only a few fights away from a world title.
Yeah.
And arguably, I think he's got a very good chance of going and winning one. You know, it's always hard to say. You never know what's going to happen on the world stage, but I think he belongs up there.
Yeah. What do you think he should be up there with, like, name me, Billy Joe and that lot? Or...
Yeah, I think he belongs up there. I mean, he's a weight below. Billy Joe went up to super middle, didn't he?
Oh yeah.
But yeah, he definitely belongs in there with all of them. I think he's just got to get this European test out of the way. I mean, I don't know if he's got what fight he's got planned, but I imagine he'll want to go for the European title soon. Get that out of the way, and then just push on. Maybe have a world title eliminator fight, or go in for a world title. I think there's definitely people there that he can beat, and I think, you know, he belongs in there. Needs to start testing himself at that level, because I definitely think he can win a world title.
Yeah. So who's the main event of your card? Because there's other title fights as well.
I'm not too sure. It might be young Dennis Janikev, I think.
What, Idris Hill?
Potentially, yeah. It's mad because I feel like it's nuts. I'm boxing sort of on his undercard kind of thing, because he's boxed on mine a couple of times, it's mad how things turn in the small hall scene. But yeah, I really hope it does well. Like ID Hill, lovely fella as well. I've known Dennis since he first turned pro. I've shared a ring with him. I've helped him get ready, when I've sparred him a few times and stuff. And I think the kid's got bags of potential. So I really hope it does well.
So do you think he beats ID?
I think it's an interesting clash of styles. An interesting clash of styles. He might just be a bit young and a bit fit, but you know, ID's been around the game for a while. He's crafty, so it could go either way.
Yeah, I'll have to be backing ID Hill on that one.
Yeah, crack, by all means. ID's a lovely fella, and he's been around for a while now, isn't he?
I've interviewed ID Hill.
I bet he's a nice fella, isn't he?
Yeah, I went down to his gym to interview him.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it's good to see him getting a title shot.
Yeah, he deserves it again. He's another one who's been in the sport for a while. He's taken hard fights in his journey. He's not shying away from people. And he deserves a shot at a Southern Area title.
Yeah. And I think there's a super flyweight one on as well. Paul Roberts v Jack Hughes.
Hey, come on, Jack. I hope he does it. The old punk kid. I love Jack. What a character he is. So what an absolute legend.
You want Jack to win, do you?
Yeah, I know Jack. I remember Jack when he was getting ready to have his first. I met him when he was having his first medical, when he first turned professional. I was renewing mine. I was going through all the medicals again, and we just got chatting. And I thought, what a lovely lad! He's a proper little joker. He is proper character. You know?
Yeah, it'll be a good fight, but again, I'll have to be backing Paul Roberts because I've interviewed him as well.
Yeah, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. Try getting an interview with Jack. Yeah, it's going to be a cracking fight. Jack gets stuck in. It's always going to be entertaining.
Yeah. I thought Paul Roberts did enough to win the first one, though, not even being biased. I reckon Paul won that one.
You know what? I didn't see it, so I'll have to watch it back and see. I'll be able to message you on Insta and tell you what I think, because I can't really comment without having watched it.
Yeah, and then Rams Mahmoud is on it as well, and Daniel Mendez.
The punching teacher.
Yeah, he's good, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's good. He's real good. game as well.
I think he's got a title fight as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of title fights on the card. I've gutted that they couldn't make it for the Southern Area, but I think Aaron Sutton's holding on to it at the minute, the middleweight Southern Area title fight. The Southern Area title, sorry.
So when you win, you'll fight Aaron for the title.
Potentially, if he's still holding on to it, then I guess yeah. I was scheduled to fight him before Lewis Surratt. I don't really know what happened now, but yeah, it was nice to share a ring with Lewis anyway. So, you know, that was good. But yeah, he seems to have improved really quick, Aaron Sutton. He's gone from a non-puncher to all of a sudden he's stopping a few boys. So, you know, maybe it's time he fights someone who's got a bit of something about him. But you know what? I can't imagine he'll want to hold on to that for too long, that Southern Area title. He'll probably want to push on and go for the English and try to get his name out there. And you know, if you've got it now and you're coming off of a few consecutive knockout wins, then you're going to want to push on and try and get some TV exposure. So God knows what he's going to do with regards to the Southern Area. But we'll just see. I mean, like I say, I'll box anyone, you know. So yeah.
What boxes do you like watching?
Oh, at the minute, well, I was enjoying watching Fury. It's always exciting watching him. I like watching. I love watching Tank. Like Javonte Davis.
Do you want Tank to fight Devin Haney?
Yeah. I think Haney schools him for a little while, and then I think Tank just lands. And I think when Tank lands, it's game over.
Yeah, but if Haney stays away from Tank, like he did against Kambosis, I reckon Devin might beat him.
Yeah. I can't see Haney staying away from that power. I think Haney gets stopped.
Yeah.
If I'm going to be honest, I'm saying it now, and I'll say it obviously if that fight actually does happen. But I just don't see any lightweight beating Tank. He can box, man. He threw 6 punches around or 4 punches around against who was it? He just fought
Rolly Romeo.
That's it, and just spiked him out. You know, He knows what he's doing. He's not an idiot. He knew Rolly was going to come in, throw punches and bunches. Instead of gassing himself out, matching the work rate, he's slipping the shots, making him miss, catching the shots, returning a few good clean ones, explosively, and just catching him off guard.
Yeah.
He did brilliant game plan.
Yeah. Who do you think's going to win the rematch? Alexander Usyk or AJ?
Or if AJ tries to box Usyk again, then Usyk is going to box rings around him and potentially even stop him this time. If AJ, finds that, a bit of greasiness, a bit of gulliness in himself again, like when he first fought Dylan White, beefs up a little bit and just thinks, you know what, I'm just going to knock you out. I think he's got more of a chance. AJ's got one of the scariest punches in heavyweight. He's a huge puncher. A bit like a lot of my friends that have sparred with him, and it's even said in the boxing scene, his punching power is ridiculous. But it's like he's just not interested anymore. And don't go in there trying to outbox him. Just bite down on your gumshoe, walk him down. You're an 18-stone man. This guy was a cruiserweight. Pin him down, bust him up, punch through his arms, punch through his elbows, break his guard, and knock him out. That's because you're not going to beat him in a boxing match. It's as simple as that. So you've got to go in there looking to knock him out.
So who are you backing, if you have to?
I'll probably back Usyk if I want to be honest. I want to back AJ because AJ is obviously he's British. He's one of ours. So I'll back AJ, but who do I think will win? I think Usyk will win.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
What's your favourite punch in a fight?
Ooh, this is a good one. Well, I haven't had the opportunity to showcase it as much as I like, but I love a left hook round the liver.
Do you?
Oh, they just go in right, and they're the worst punch. Worst punch to take. Left hook right round the ribs. Oh, beautiful shot.
Yeah.
See more fights end with that than I've seen with headshots. It's one of my favourite punches as well. That or counter right hand, lay back backhand. Love that shot as well. Beautiful shot.
And
looks good as well.
Can you explain? Is this fight ending in a knockout against Dalton or a stoppage?
Listen, I'll be very, very happy if it does. You know, very, very happy if it does. I'm not going to say I'm going to go in there and look for it. If the punch comes, it comes. He's known to be tough. You know, I've heard from a lot of people that sparred him, you can hit him with a sledgehammer and he stays there. So, you know, I'm hoping that, you know, work rate, youth, and everything like that's going to be on my side. So maybe in the later rounds, it gas out and I can turn up the gears on him and keep turning the gears up and do a bit of a Terence Crawford style stoppage.
Yeah.
You know, but we'll see. Look, my plan is I'm just gonna give him a boxing lesson. You know, I think he's gonna be surprised at the stature of me as well. You know, I'm a pretty big middleweight.
And my final question for you is, do you have any advice for people who want to be a boxer when they're older?
Yeah, man. Right. So obviously, first and foremost, get yourself into start the grassroots way, get yourself into an amateur boxing club. Look in your local area for your local clubs. You know, it's always good down there. Get down there, get started. That's the start of the journey. And then if you've got aspirations of turning professional, then get on the social media, man. We live in a different world now. Before it used to be more about what you could do in the ring and who you'd be willing to fight and all of that. But now the way the world is very social media orientated. Build up a fan base, build up a following. You're seeing YouTubers and TikTok people having fights, getting paid bigger purses than professional boxers. It's sickening, really. I mean, that says something about professional boxing in general on the lower levels, that there needs to be some sort of reform in how things are. I think there's a gap in the market for a domestic TV channel taking on a load of small hall fighters and sort of doing a domestic fight series on a weekly or monthly basis. I think there's a gap in the market, and a platform like The Zone would be ideal for it, where people obviously buy subscriptions. They can you know, sign fighters for 30 grand a year and be like, right, I want, you know, here's your 30 grand, but you're going to have 4 fights this year, and we're going to match you up. You know, they're going to be sensible with who you're matching, but you can't really say no to the matchups. You just got to get in there and fight. I think the UFC do something similar, and I think on an aggregate, you're guaranteed a bit more money that way, and it gives you it is your profession, and then you can train full time. So you're going to build better fighters. You're going to get more competitive fights earlier on a domestic scene, and allowing fighters to train full time like that will only make British boxing better. But it's whether or not there's a promoter who can put that sort of thing together. I don't know if anyone can be bothered. I think the small hall promoters are quite happy taking their bunts off of their boxes in the way that it is. It's easy, you know. It's not easy, but essentially, when you're a small hall promoter, it's more like you're an event organizer, but you're not a promoter. So it's, you know, the promoters really are the boxers. So you are your own promoter. If you're boxing on the small hall scene, and this is important for anyone when they first turn pro to understand it, that you are your own promoter. You will make the money you make based on the ticket sales that you make, right? And you split the percentage with the event organizer, aka promoter, but it's event organizer, you know. So I think they probably need to sort of restructure it a little bit. I think there should be a guarantee of purse, or I think the promoters should be made to sell an aggregate amount of tickets themselves to warrant being called a promoter. But I don't know, like, you know, this is me just saying it as a small hall fight. I've been doing this for years now, and I've been doing the ticket sales, and I know the song and dance that you got to go through. But I think that there's definitely the whole responsibility of the show's success falls onto the boxer's ability to sell tickets. So, you know, make yourself known, be your local hero, you know, get posters up all over your town, you know, network with people, go in the pubs, do not drink, socialize with everyone in there. They'll buy all the tickets to your fight, you know. You got to work it like that when you turn pro. Otherwise, you're in for a really hard journey. Otherwise, you've got to go in as an away fighter, getting small purses with high risk fights.
Yeah. And do you want to shout out like your manager or your sponsor or anyone?
Big up Steve for the opportunities that he's obviously given me throughout my career. Big up my team. Big up my coach, Brian. You know, he's put loads of work in me. He's really sort of fine-tuned me as a fighter. I think a lot of the skills that I possess now, I owe a lot to him. I think he's doing great work with me. So, and he's very patient with me as well, because I ain't the easiest person to work with sometimes. So big up my coach, Brian. You know, he was there with us in the lockdowns, you know, trained with us the whole time, despite not fighting. He was with us, training us the whole time. So, you know, and in a time where sanity wasn't there, it was so vital to have him now. So big him up. And then big up everyone in my camp, you know, with Dan Amro, Onda, Tarek now who's just joined the team. You know, that big up all the boys, big up everyone in my amateur club and everyone who comes and supports my fights, man. Without you guys, the journey wouldn't be able to continue in the way that it is. So thanks to everyone now.
Yeah, I just want to say a massive thank you for coming on today, and good luck in your fight, my friend.
Thank you, mate. Thank you. And listen, keep up what you're doing, man. You're on the brink of doing something really good. Keep plugging away with it. You'll be bigger than IFL by the time you're my age, best believe. Probably younger than that as well. Anytime.
Thank you for your time. Goodbye.
Anytime.